procrastinate doing things, do you?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to fix that for you. Have you all got a pen? If you haven't got a pen, I've got some spare ones here. And I think no one. Someone take that. Do you need a pen? Yeah. Take on some.
Yeah, I need a sheet. Thank you.
Okay, so we've only got 15 minutes to become non-procrastinators, so we're going to have to work really fast, which maybe you're not used to.
Do we have a spare?
I've got a spare there. Okay. So, I've got this little worksheet here for you. And what I want you to do is fill it out as I go through it. Don't jump ahead, wait for me. Although if you're procrastinators, you're probably not going to do that anyway, are you? Okay, so I want you to think of a task that you need to do. It might be a big task, you've probably got heaps, but let's just start with one today. So write down a task that you have been putting off doing. We're going to work through this pretty quick because we've only got 15 minutes.
How do I stop procrastinating about this task?
Oh dear. Yeah, that might be hard for some of you because you've got so many you don't. Just choose one. Just the first one that comes to your head, that's the right one. Okay, so how enjoyable is this task to you? From 1 to 10, how enjoyable is it?
The after effect of completing it or
No, the actual doing, the actual task of doing it. Yeah. Now I'm guessing that if it's something you really love to do, it's not on your list. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So just how enjoyable is that task? Here's some more procrastinators. They couldn't even get here on time. Have we got enough sheets?
we need to.
Okay, so for number 3, I want you to sit with that score that you've written in number 2. And if it's a low score on the enjoyment factor, well, no wonder you haven't completed it. And if it's a high score, what is it that's getting in the way? Just we're not one there?
We're out. See how this one.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I'm out of them. So just think about that score. Can I just have a show of hands? Does anybody here have a fairly high score on that? No, okay, because that's quite interesting if you have a high score and why you haven't done it. So go to number 4, and what are the benefits of you completing that task that you've got written down at number 1? What are the benefits? If you did complete that task, how would it feel? What would it mean to you if you did complete those tasks? Now, I'm sorry I'm going through this very quickly, so if you get left behind, this is yours to take home, and those who have run out of sheets, I'm sorry, we'll get some more to you. And then go to the next one. And what would happen to you if you don't complete those tasks? So really think about that. What would it mean to you if you did complete them? And what does it mean if you don't complete them? And then the next one, number 6, just note down, are you doing this task for yourself or are you doing it for somebody else? And then the next one, number 7, how much do you want to have the task finished and done? Give that a score out of 10. How badly do you want that task to be done? honest here, because this is about you, not about anybody else. Do you really, really need to complete this task? Do you really need to complete it? Now, if you don't need to complete it, you can leave the room. Task accomplished. No one's going. So now you need to make a decision. Are you going to complete the task or not? Don't lie, because you're only lying to yourself. Say yes or no. Are you going to complete this task? I find with most procrastinators, they're going to complete the task, but tomorrow, not today. Anyone else in the room like that? I'm married to the most beautiful procrastinator in the world. You could not believe that, hi darling, you're probably going to get this video and I'm talking about you. He is the biggest procrastinator in the world. That's why I'm an expert. So, assuming that you still want to complete this task, just before we look into making the task more enjoyable for you, sometimes it's easier to break the task down. So if you can break that task down, break it down into 3 steps. Most tasks, do you need a pen or a sheet? I'm sorry, we're out of the sheets. Can you share with somebody? Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting so many people to. I wasn't expecting so many procrastinators to be here. At least you're honest. I thought I might have been the only one here. If you can break that task down, break that down into 3. And you've probably all heard that saying, how do you eat an elephant? You know, 1 step at a time. And if we can break down those tasks, that's really, really, really good. I do some work with people trying to give up smoking. And sometimes that's a huge thing if people have been smoking for 30 years or something. So we break those tasks down into 1 cigarette each day less. And so if they normally smoke 25 cigarettes a day and tomorrow they smoke 24, that's a win. And in 25 days, we've got it. Whereas giving up smoking is a huge thing. Get the idea?
Yeah.
So if we can break down our tasks into smaller tasks and celebrate and reward ourselves when we've hit those milestones, we're much more likely to get to the to get to our goal. Okay, so we're going to turn over the page in a minute, and what I want you to do over the page, we're going to just change our thoughts a minute and try and use these thoughts into why we procrastinate. So over the page, I want you to think about some things, 3 things of what you really love to see. Now that can be anything. So close your eyes just for a minute and just think 3 things that you love the sight of and write them down. And now I want you to think of 3 things you love the sound of. Think something that when you hear, you love it. And now 3 things that you love the feel of. There's beautiful pillows in our rooms. And 3 things that you love the smell of. Three things that you love the taste of. I did more than 3 there. And then lastly, 3 things that really delight you. Something that is a real treat for you. Write down 3 things there. So what we want to do is we want to try and bring 3 things that we really love, either smell, touch, feel, hear. 3 things that we really love, and we want to try and bring them in to doing that task. So if one, for example, and this is very personal, it would be different for everybody, but if you need to clean out your shoe cupboard, and you've been putting it off and been putting it off. The reason I come with that, it's on my list. You know, it's just something, yeah, I'll get to that, I'll get to that, I'll get to that. But maybe if I've got a piece of music I really, really love that makes me feel really good, maybe if I played that music while I cleaned out the shoe cupboard, maybe I might get it done. Maybe. Yours might be bigger and different than mine, but what can we do besides breaking it into 3 tasks or breaking it down smaller? What can we add to that? Can we wear something beautiful that we love that makes us feel better when we need to do that task? If it's something that we need to do in our office, can we take that task outside to somewhere where we really love to do it? You know those emails that you just don't want to write? Or some paperwork or bookwork that we just don't want to do, and it's sitting there and it's sitting there and it's sitting there, taxes, all of those things that we just don't want to do. But what if we could just take that with us and go to somewhere where we really love? Maybe that would help us to do that. So we're going to finish up now, and you can just finish that little exercise down the bottom there, and hopefully go back to the task that you wrote and see if you can split it into smaller tasks, or if you can make that task somehow more pleasurable by adding something that you love to it. Now you might not get the answer now, that's okay, you can take these home with you. But I hope that's been helpful for you. Thank you very much. And I hope next year there's no need for a procrastination class.
It should be a follow-up class.
Thank you very much. Oh yes, if you could just pass your pens back. Any pens? Thanks. And has someone got a phone? I'd like to take a selfie. Oh, that's my phone. Excuse me. Okay. All right, everybody. Ellen Shaw.
No, they should not be
Actually, we might go that way.
Yes.
John,